Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our new show, Top Stocks. This is a space where we focus on top quality stocks which are in news for one reason or the other and represent an opportunity for you to enter them at a fairly reasonable price for the long term and, of course, create phenomenal wealth for your own portfolio. The reason why we focus on such stocks is it could be earnings, it could be some news, it could be a change in ratings, or simply a good entry level to get back into the stock. First and foremost, these are the disclaimers. This discussion is not a process to induce you to buy or sell any stock. I have no trading positions on the stocks that are discussed, and please also consult an independent financial advisor should you take a position long or short in this particular stock. Now coming back to the meat of the matter. Today's discussion is centered on Bharti Airtel, India's second largest mobile telecom service provider. The reason to focus on Bharti Airtel is very simple. One of its promoters, Indian Continental Investment Limited, has sold 0.8% of its stake, which is 5.1 crore shares, at a price of 1,660 rupees per share, totaling 8,470 crores. It's a cross section of buyers, which is foreign institutionals and domestics, that has picked up this stake. Out of 8,500 crores, about 5,500 crores has been purchased by foreign institutional investors such as Goldman, GCQ, Vanguard and Fidelity. Interestingly, 2,000 crore rupees has been picked up by another Bharti promoter entity, Bharti Telecom. The rest has been purchased by domestic institutions. What is interesting as far as Bharti is concerned is that this particular block deal comes after a stunning third quarter performance by Bharti Airtel. More importantly, among the very few shares that have given phenomenal return over the last 1 year or so, there is Bharti Airtel. We'll share with you the data that has come in. Year to date, the stock is up 5% against a 3.3% slide on the Nifty. In the last 3 months, when we've seen very, very heavy selling pressure, Bharti has risen about 9% minus the 3% fall on the Sensex. Over a 1 year performance, Bharti Airtel is up more than 50%, mainly on the back of a stunning financial performance, which we will be discussing in a while, compared with just the 4% rise on the Sensex. The data gets better and better as you increase the time frame. Bharti Airtel has been one of the major compounding success stories in India. It has not only changed the landscape as far as telecom is concerned ever since it got listed somewhere in 2001 of February, but it has also created immense wealth not only for broader shareholders as also for institutional investors and for its owner, Mr. Sunil Mittal. Now let us look at how the performance has been in the third quarter gone by. It's very simple. The company also assimilated the performance of Indus Towers in itself, because it acquired a majority controlling stake as far as the company is concerned. Third quarter numbers were very solid. Average revenue per user was up 5.2% quarter on quarter to about 245 rupees. Now remember, over the last 18 months or so, the government has allowed 3 telecom service providers, actually 4, Bharti Airtel, Reliance Telecom, BSNL and of course Vodafone Idea, to raise mobile prices, mobile tariffs. They are amongst the lowest in the world still. The reason why the government allowed 3 price rises was because it wanted to prevent the financial meltdown of Vodafone Idea, which is under a huge debt burden. Now it may or may not have helped Vodafone Idea, but it certainly improved the financials of Bharti Airtel dramatically. Q on Q, as I have mentioned, the revenue rose 5.2% to 245 crore rupees. Subscriber addition was fairly good. 4.9 million new subscribers entered Bharti Airtel's mobile universe, which was an update of about 2.5%. Now revenue grew 9.3% quarter on quarter to 45,590 crores. This is the assimilated revenue of Indus Towers as well. But look at the fact that how EBITDA margin has improved by 200 basis points quarter on quarter to 55%. Now comes the most important part. Bharti's ARPU is the highest in the industry. There is stable subscriber growth and strong free cash flow generation. Now the interesting part comes is what this free cash flow generation will do. It will not only pay down high cost debt which was incurred to purchase a stake in British Telecom, it will over a period of time, when the debt comes down, increase the dividend payout. Now this is of critical importance for long-term shareholders who wish to participate in India's mobile story. The utilization of free cash flows is one of the most important measures which one sees in building a long-term position in the start. So this is what is the basic understanding that we have for Bharti Airtel. Let's again look at what the free cash flow generation is. At the moment, it is generating about 10,000 crores of free cash flow on a quarterly basis, and it should rise further because the investments that have been made in 5G have peaked. Bharti Airtel has also sensibly prepaid its spectrum outstandings to the government, so there is a less and less amount of free cash flow that can be used to either expand, which it already has, or to pay down spectrum cost, which it already has. So this free cash flow will now be used to cut down on debt, and once the debt is at a sensible level, it will be used to pay higher dividends. Bharti has 5 businesses in India as well as Africa. They are, as we all know, mobile services provider, home services, which is basic internet that comes as a broadband or DTH. It also has the similar business in the corporate side of the business. Now it has added digital. It has assimilated Indus Towers into itself, and of course these are the presences that it does on a nationwide basis, not only in India but also in Africa. There's something more interesting that I wanted to add as far as Bharti is concerned. If you see the minutes of usage per subscriber, this is how much time you and I spend on our mobile phones. There is a positive year-on-year change which is 3% higher, and each quarter Bharti Airtel subscribers spend about 1160 minutes, 1160 minutes on their phone, which is up 3% year-on-year and 2.2% quarter-on-quarter. So both there is a rise in minutes of usage, there is a rise in ARPU, there is reduction of debt, there is usage of free cash flows as far as prices is concerned. But the only issue is that the stock has appreciated dramatically over the last 1 year. It's added 49%. Apart from that, if you see the 10-year performance of Bharti Airtel, it's appraised, it's risen about 18% year-on-year compared with the 10% rise on the Sensex. The 5-year performance is equally stunning. Each year, Bharti Airtel has given 25% return versus the 13% compounded that the Sensex has grown by. So this is a quality stock which can be a part of your long-term portfolio. Of course, you need to consult a financial advisor before you take any steps. And the most interesting part as far as this sale of stake is concerned is that another promoter entity, which is Bharti Telecom, has purchased 2,000 crores worth of shares from the total offer of 8,475 crore rupees. Again, Bharti Airtel is something that you should look for your long-term portfolio, but consult a financial advisor before you get into it. Thank you so much for your time. Let's hope you enjoy the show as much as I did collecting this wonderful data.
Joining me at the Jan Nivesh 250 rupee SIP is Vijay Shekhar Sharma. Hello sir, pleasure to have you here. Sir, I want to start by asking you that what role do you see the fintechs will play in financial inclusion of all with this 250 rupee SIP?
At Paytm, we